Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Wa. It's me, the Outcast Angel, and today let's talk about issue 54 of Saga. And just look at this cover, guys. I mean, I know it's a little hard for you guys to see, and I mean, I'll have it up anyway. But I just love this. Not exactly a virgin cover, but they have the just all the text kind of blurred out to just fade in the background. You can't even see it all that well. But uh, this is one of my favorite covers. Anyway, I know this is kind of a bit of bad news, and this video is kind of poorly timed, but considering the fact that issue 53 would have been my first Saga issue, turns out this, like I said, this video is a little poorly timed because after this issue, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, the team behind Saga, are taking a year-long break. And I'm sorry, I suck because I wasn't able to make a video for 53 because I still wasn't sure if anyone would want to if anyone would want to see a video for that. And uh and now that I'm actually making a video for this issue, like I'm not gonna have any other material to cover for the next year. So I'm sorry, but if it helps, maybe I'll go back and touch up on some of the story arcs that I like the most, or something. I don't know. I'll keep it. I'll keep Saga in with this series. And so, with that being said, let's dive in. This issue just tore my heart apart because, I mean, we'll get to it. Now, we saw in last issue that that Prince Robot is dead. The Will pretty much just tore his head right off his shoulders like it was nothing, and now he's turned his attention to Marco. Now, this is bad because the last three issues, or the last couple of issues, we've been losing a lot of main characters. I mean, we lost Doff to that bounty hunter bitch, and then we lost her. No one's crying for her. Alana's been shot. She's hurt. And now we've lost Prince Robot. Yeah, he was a bit of a asshole, but, he was trying to turn his life around, and he still has his son, so this sucks. So now we drop back in with Marco, who's obviously shocked by this, and the Will has turned his attention to him. Right as the Will is about to point his lance at Marco, I'm not sure what happens, but the lance breaks, and it pretty much explodes in the Will's hand. And I know neither of them were expecting this because the Will... Well, I mean, the Will obviously wasn't expecting this, but Marco kind of shields his eyes because he wasn't expecting it either. But this fucked up the Will's hand. Like, his hand is just, it's a mess. So he's not going to be able to use that hand all that much. Anyway, we're also seeing some of Hazel's monologue here, saying that Marco's parents used to hit him when he was a kid, but the usual caveats, not a lot, only when he really deserved it, never too hard, the same excuse that parents give. Honestly, I don't believe in I guess punishing your child as a child abuse. I know some people are sensitive about it, but whenever I have kids, I'm gonna love the shit out of them. But if they step out of line, out of like an important line, they're gonna get smacked. So that's my point of view. But otherwise, I'm gonna make sure they're loved and make sure they don't they're not scared of me. They're only scared that when they know that, hey, this isn't good, this isn't the way to act. They're just stuff like that. Marco takes advantage of this distraction and charges at the Will. And in this scene, we see the Will flying off the cliff. At first, I thought Marco just shoved him off, but no, he rammed right into him, and both of them fall off the cliff into that little jellyfish ship that the bounty hunter bitch was using. And after they crash into the ship, Marco is strangling the Will, and as the Will's kind of like staring up at him in terror, we see different uh, parts of his life. One where his father is strangling him, and his sister is trying to defend him. One where his ex girlfriend or ex fiance is doing it for sexual pleasure or something. And in the background, we see her his sister. I forgot her name, but she was a bounty hunter as well. And we see her saying, "See you soon, kid." And we also see Gwendolyn strangling him as well. He's been strangled a lot, and we're seeing all the characters that he's been involved with to an extent. And in the last panel, we see Lion Cat just slashing through that memory. And in the last fit of you know motivation, he reaches for the controller of the ship, which is actually a little video game controller, and the ship just flies off into the air. And this knocks Marco off of the Will, and Marco tries using some of his magic to direct the ship off. Well, mess the ship off its direction. And back on the ground, we see Petrichor, we see Alana and the kids, and Goose and everyone. And Alana knows that Marco is on that ship. I guess because of the magic he used to change its direction. And now we see this part where Marco and the Will are ready to fight again, but the Will's not going to let him go. He's ready for a fight, and he's been going after Marco and the others for quite a long time now. And as they start fighting, Marco grabs the Will's battered hand and uses some kind of magic to, well, obviously hurt him. And while the Will's distracted, Marco headbutts the shit out of the Will's face, and his nose is gone. This guy's gonna need some serious medical attention for just different parts of his body, his hand, his nose. He's not doing very good here. And so the Will falls to the ground unconscious, and Marco grabs his shield, ready to either bash it into the Will's head or cut his head off. But as he's looking at him, of course, Marco's turned into a bit of a pacifist. He hasn't wanted to hurt anybody, and so he hesitates. He decides not to. As he looks out the window, he sees the planet that he and the others have been on for a good while, and he's feeling remorseful, obviously, because I'm sure he doesn't know how to use the ship, so he's thinking he can't go back. But as he's distracted, the Will comes up and stabs his battered hand through Marco's chest. And I screamed when I saw this, because I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die. And as the Will pulls his arm out of Marco's chest, he falls to the ground. He's bleeding, and he has this memory of him and Hazel playing together, and it's just a cute memory. It's Hazel's talking about, like, saying, "I don't want to have babies, never ever," and he's such a good dad, and I hope he's not like really dead, because I'm gonna be so sad. And Brian and Fiona, you guys suck. You guys suck giving us this issue before going on a year-long break, because but I understand, whatever, just anyway, we see more of Hazel's monologue here, saying, "My name is Hazel. I started out as an idea, but I ended up something more. Not much more, to be honest. It's not like I grow up to be some great war hero or any sort of all-important savior, but thanks to my parents, at least I get to grow old, because not everybody does." And the issue ends with Marco bleeding out on the floor, possibly dead, and I'm gonna cry. I I hate that this has to be the issue I have to review, and the only issue I get to review for another year. So I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could have had more material for you guys. I wish I could have had a better issue for you guys, but that's what it is. And so thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, drop a like, show the love, hit that subscribe button to get more of my videos, ring the bell to get notifications of when I post new videos, so that way you guys stay updated and don't miss out. And if you guys have any comments you want to say about this issue, if you guys want to cry it out together, throw them down in the comments. I'll talk to you guys about them. And so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.